Oh, we're back. We're back. Don't worry. We're back. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are back. Week 7, live start sits. Here we go. We're checking out Carmelo's league. Chasing greatness. Great job, Mel. Great job. Changing the name of our league. Damn, everybody, I got so many guys on a bye this week. I got Jefferson on a bye. I got quarter after one on a bye. He's not really quarter after one anymore. Adam Thielen is no longer quarter after one. You only get your nickname for as long as you've earned it. It used to be quarter after one. That's a good nickname. Quarter after one. Every Sunday, quarter after one for 3 years he was there. All right. I want to do some start sits today. I hope we get people in the room. The Jets are gonna whoop up on Denver today. Denver's got a good defense, but they should not be favored without Russell Wilson. No way. No way. Pacheco has been picked up by T. Rich. Wow. Wow. I knew you'd get him. Wow. Good move. That's a good move. Isaiah Pacheco is worth a stash for sure. That's a good move, T. Rich. He's getting the start today. If anybody doesn't know, Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs, running back out of Rutgers. Very, very explosive. Super explosive to the eyeballs. The only times he's ever had more than 10 carries, he's had over 60 yards. Okay? Week 1, 12 carries, 62 yards. Week 4, 11 carries, 63 yards. So Isaiah Pacheco, 5'10", 216, 22 years old, rookie, fresh. I'm really excited to see him today. He's going to be really good. That kid looks like really explosive. Brian Dable, Coach of the Year. Well, if Brian Dable is a Coach of the Year, a real Coach of the Year candidate, he's going to have the Giants playing good, tight football today. The Giants should go beat Jacksonville. I am shocked that they're underdog. I love the hometown teams this weekend, the Giants and the Jets. Jets are underdog. No respect at Denver. No respect. Darren Waller out again. Waddle's questionable. Miami, Skylar Thompson questionable. Is Tua starting today? Yeah, I guess so. I'm a little worried for Tua. I'm worried for Tua, man. I think when you have as many injuries as Tua, you might not be built to play football. No, like some guys, they get hurt all the time. It's not their fault. Like you see Brady, he ducks under. He just knows when to get down. And then you see Tua, and it's like a lasso. Like they got him in the whirlwind. He looks like he's in a blender. Tua looks like he's in a blender when he's getting tackled. That's the difference. Bill Belichick needs one more win to pass George Halas for second all-time. Wow. George Halas. That's a big name. Belichick is moving up. I wonder how close Belichick is to Don Shula. Don Shula's got the most wins all time. Belichick's been coaching for a long time. So Don Shula's got more wins than Belichick. Bears versus Pats. Let's see who's questionable there. Jacoby Myers will do well again. Hey, T. Rich. He's in here. Injury update so far. So I'm going through it now. I'm looking. I got a hunch on Slayton today for the Giants, man. I'm telling you. And the week you guys all thought I was crazy a few weeks ago when I called it, he missed the pass in the end zone that would have hit him. They always look for Slayton. You'll see. Big fantasy week today. Week 7. Big week. I'm 4-2, 2-4, and 1-5. Oh my God. T. Rich, 1-5. Damn, Saquon has entered the building. Saquon Barkley is a thick dude, man. He just looks strong as hell. Giants have the best record of any team that plays in week 7. Wow. Oh, because Philly, Minnesota, and Buffalo are all on a bye. Wow, that's crazy. The Giants are the best team in football this week. Daniel Jones, consecutive games with 100 passer rating for first time in career. Okay, that's a good sign because it used to be Daniel Jones, consecutive games fumbling and turning it over. Daniel Jones, consecutive games doing this bad. Now he's got 2 consecutive games with 100+ passer rating. That makes me, my quarterback is out in one of my leagues, and I picked up Marcus Mariota because it's a 12-man league and nobody's there. Makes me kind of want to drop Mariota and pick up Jones. I don't know. I'm going to check the odds now. Yes, sir. We're on. Let's see the line on the Atlanta game. Do you know who the only team that's undefeated against the spread this year in the NFL is? Who's the only team that's 6-0 with the spread this year? The answer would be the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta 6-0 with the spread. Let's see if that Jets Giants line is moving. They were both 3-point underdogs on Monday when I called you, T. Rich. The Jets were getting 3, and the Giants were getting 3. So now let's see what they are. Let's see if it moved enough. The Giants are still +3. I don't get it. Why are the Giants +3? How could they be +3? And how could the Jets are a 1.5-point favorite? That would have been the game. The Jets were a 3-point dog to start the week. Now they're a 1.5-point favorite. That would have been a good game to do the middle. That would have been great. Injuries. We're going to go through injuries on games too. We're going through every injury report. We're going to see how it goes. Keenan Allen is a game time decision. He's got the hamstring going on. They're playing the Seahawks, Chargers versus Seahawks. I really did not like what I saw with the play calling with the Chargers last week. Herbert threw 57 times, and I think he threw 9 passes that were over 10 air yards. He threw 47 passes under 10 air yards. That's too much. Too much. It's good to get the ball out and get guys the ball in space, but when you're only throwing 4-yarders with a 6'5" quarterback with a fucking rocket, that's a bad offense. That fish face coach, I don't like that coach for the Chargers. He's making me worried that I got Herbert in my fantasy team. I like Herbert, but he put Herbert in danger. Now he's calling shitty offense. He was so afraid of Patrick Surtain last week that he went with Mike. He went away from Mike Williams all week. Mike Williams didn't get 3 balls thrown to him. Why? Because he was afraid of the D-back on Denver. That's the wrong way to coach. You never coach afraid of what they got. You coach to your strengths and you beat the other team down. You never coach like that. And he didn't. And Mike Williams catches the ball better than anyone in the NFL in a 0 catch radius because he got the big body, and they didn't throw to him. Very bad, very bad. And that's coaching. That's coaching. That came right from up top. Man, this running back. This is the hardest year that I can remember for running backs in my life. Years ago when we first started, it was all running backs. Now it's like, who the hell are the running backs? Eno Benjamin's coming in, putting up points. Last week, Deion Jackson put up a 28. And guys that went in the first round, they're dropping single digits. And then you got Eno Benjamin and Deion Jackson. That's why you got to look at Pacheco right now. We have no clue what running back is going to pop off from week to week. Receivers, it's a little more out in front of you. And then you got to realize what rookies came on and what rookies are coming on and what receivers. Oh, man. Chris Godwin looks like he's getting more targets. Chris Godwin last game, he had 12 targets. He had 6 catches for 95 yards, but Brady missed them by 3 feet on like 2 or 3 balls where he would have caught the ball. And if Brady hit Godwin on those 2 that I saw on the slants, he would have had 140 yards receiving. So Godwin looks like he's coming on with his health. So I'm still glad I picked him, but we need big weeks. We need big weeks. Big game for Tampa Bay today. I think they're 3-3. This is big. Tampa Bay at Carolina. Carolina, Christian McCaffrey. How many times is Christian McCaffrey? What do you think the snap percentage on Christian McCaffrey will be today? I would say 50%. I think McCaffrey will get about 50% because it's impossible for McCaffrey to know the entire playbook. However, he knows the language. He knows language and he knows sets. And he's He's from Stanford. So he's probably going to be able to handle a decent workload today. Like if I had McCaffrey and he's playing, you have to start him. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer, Christian McCaffrey. Darren Waller is out today for sure. Darren Waller is out. You might want to look at Foster Moreau. He's a tight end for Las Vegas. They're not projecting him to do much, but I am. They're playing Houston. I like the Raiders today. The Raiders have been in every single game this season. They could be undefeated, but there's so much parity in the league that they lost games and they have a losing record. But the Raiders are a very competitive football team. Raiders have a shot today, definitely, against Houston. What's the line on that? Let's see what the Raiders are today. Hey, Lenny or Josh Jacobs? Okay, well, hold on 1 second. I want to see the matchups. Lenny's going against Carolina. They should be giving him the rock a lot. Josh Jacobs, I like Josh Jacobs is running the ball better than he ever has, and he's on a contract. You got to look at the running backs that are on a contract year. Miles Sanders on a contract year. Josh Jacobs on a contract year. So, man, that's tough. Geez, I would have to say Josh Jacobs to me. Leonard Fournette is a good back, but Tommy's throwing that ball. He's winging it. I like Jacobs today. Lockett or Lazard, full PPR. Man, you got to like how Geno Smith's been looking, and there hasn't been anybody to – I don't know. I like how Geno Smith's been looking. Lockett's a top receiver, and Lazard and Rodgers, they haven't really blown up yet. I think I would go with Lockett today. Godwin or CMC? Loris, how are you? Godwin or CMC? Let's see here. Well, Godwin's coming on. He had 6 catches for 96 yards last week. But if Tommy didn't miss him by 3 feet, he would have had 150 yards catching. So you got to like where Godwin's at. And CMC, there's no way he can learn the complete language of the playbook by today. So he's going to be a little bit more limited than he will be. So I would probably go with Godwin today. And that's Tommy's favorite consistent target. He still had 12 targets last week. I got a receiver on the Bucks that gets 12 targets. I would probably have to start him. Guys, this is Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. We're going through fantasy. We're going through the injury report. We're going through everything, all the games, every possible scenario, weather, injuries, kickers, even kickers. Who do we like, T-Rich? Who do we like today? I can't believe you stole Pacheco right from under me. Guys, Isaiah Pacheco, running back out of Rutgers, Kansas City Chiefs. If you can get him and you have a spot on your roster that you wouldn't mind switching, I would take a flyer on him for sure. What's up, Joey? How you doing, buddy? Great to have you in here. Who do you got going today? Who are you playing today, Newman? Let's see who you're playing. Matchups. Yo, how could Carmelo change the greatest league name ever? We had the best name. Let me see your TDs. That's a great league name, Mel. I can't believe you changed our league this year. We've been that for like 10 years. Tyler, here we go. Conklin or Everett? Oh, man, let me see. I like Conklin for the Jets, but he hasn't been getting consistent targets. And you don't know, Denver's got a rough defense. Even though Russell Wilson's not playing, it might be a low-scoring game. Denver's got like 6 touchdowns this whole season. And but they got a stingy defense. I would go with Everett because you know the Chargers are going to throw the shit out of that ball. The Chargers are going to throw like 50 times. So I would probably go with Everett. And, I would definitely go with Everett over Conklin just because of the way they play. The Jets are going to run. They're going to go Breece Hall. They're going to go Carter. They got 2 really nice backs. The Jets got 2 nice young backs, first and second year. That's really sweet. I like the Jets team. Why is the receiver room so disgruntled? Why is the New York Jets receiver? Why are receivers quitting? Like they're dropping like flies on the Jets. I don't understand that. Like Elijah Moore wanted to be traded. Denzel Mims is gone. He's already home. They're like, stay home, Denzel. Yeah, I don't know. If your team's winning, wouldn't you want to stay on the field? Like if my team was winning, I don't think I'd be screaming and yelling as a young receiver. I mean, even Terrell Owens, he became a superstar and then he became a diva. Like, what has Denzel Mims and Elijah Moore done in the NFL to be disgruntled receivers on a 4-2 Jets team that's winning? Year round. Here we go. Brees Hall or Clyde? 150% Brees Hall. Brees Hall is taking over. He's a top lead dog, starting running back on the Jets. And Clyde just lost his job to Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco has been named the starter today for Kansas City. So definitely go Brees for sure. Let's see, Jeff Wilson or Kenyon Drake. Well, J.K. Dobbins is out, and J.K. Dobbins is out. So Drake ran the ball well. He had like 10 carries, 100 yards last time I checked last week. I don't know what he finished with. Jeff Wilson's going to get his carries chunked out from McCaffrey now. That's what screws everybody up. If you got Jeff Wilson or Elijah Mitchell for San Fran, that kind of puts like the wind out of your sails a little bit now that CMC is here. So I would go with Kenyon Drake over Wilson because they're going to give him the rock. Dobbins is gone. Dobbins is out for 4 to 6 weeks, I believe. I don't know exactly what. I agree with you, Joe. I definitely agree. Hey, Mom, playing you. Hey, can somebody beat my mother, please? We let this woman in the league after 10 years. Somebody ducked out, and she's 6-0. Mama Nooch, powerhouse Mama, 6-0. Good job, Ma. Good job. I can't believe she's 6-0, and she's playing me today, and I'm 4-2 in that league. So I need a win. So if I could beat my mother, which I'm gonna be trying, I'm competitive, and we're gonna be looking. This is war. This is war. Here we go. Yeah, I'm afraid. Dak or Tom Brady? Man, Tom Brady's another guy. Listen, I'm going to give you my theory. I have a theory on Tom Brady. Tom Brady's looking frail. It's not good to be 45 and frail when you're in the NFL. Oh, God. Geese, I'm going live. Leave me alone. It's one thing to be 45 and frail, okay? Now, he looks very thin. He's getting the ball. He's getting rid of the ball very quick. Brady is getting rid of the ball in like 1 second, no matter what. That's why you're seeing him miss receivers. He's in a rush, and it's one thing to be in a hurry. It's another thing to rush. Damn, that was good, Nooch. That was good. Brady looks like he's in a rush. He looks old. Some guys get fat when they get older, like me. I'm gonna get chubby and move to Miami one day. That's how I see my family tree. Big guy, my old man, my grandfather. When they got older, I already know which way I'm going. Some guys get skinnier. Tommy's getting skinnier, and when you're 45 and you're getting hit like that, man, that's why he's getting rid of the ball so fast because he ain't gonna take those shots. Brady's the best at getting out of harm's way. So I don't know if TB is gonna go off today, man. I don't know, Joe. You think? You know what? The Panthers. He should, right? He should go off. Brady, they got the Panthers today. The Panthers just traded their whole team. Yeah, he should. That's why I got Godwin in the starting lineup. Like, yeah, it's you know what though, Brady's having a rough year, and he stopped taking his Wednesdays off. Tom Brady gets off every Wednesday, and he stopped. He said, you know what, I need to go to practice. Literally, we're giving him like a Veterans Day, but that's done. They need to get sharp. T. Rich, Jamal Williams, or AJ Dillon. Well, my buddy Carmelo, Grandpa, he's Grandpa's 1-5 in our league, and he was just complaining before to me that he has Swift and he's hurt. So if Swift is out, Jamal Williams already showed that he's a pretty good back when it's all the backfield is mostly his. And AJ Dillon, I got him on my fantasy team in one of my leagues. Actually, the league I'm 1-5 in. AJ Dillon has been a big disappointment this year, fantasy wise. Mello is my son. AJ Dillon's been a big disappointment. I mean, he's gotten 10, 11, 12 carries many times this year, but you just see that empty 56 yards, 48 yards. It's not bad, but it's just not really knocking anybody's socks off fantasy wise. And he's still valuable because if you're looking to grab Dillon from somebody else, I would take a shot on him still because it's not like he stinks. It's just like the team has been flat and they haven't been producing at the running back spot much. Even Aaron Jones, I think, could get going a little bit more. I think they should give the ball to Aaron Jones more. I would. I would look for. I listened to one thing that Aaron Rodgers said on the interview last week. He said, "I think if it's not a personnel issue, I think we have to simplify things." So simplify things means, get the ball to Aaron. Who's the best players on the team? Let's go Aaron Jones, other than Rodgers. Aaron Jones probably. He's probably the best player out of the receivers left over. Lazard, Dobbs. It's Jones. So let's feature the offense and get Aaron Jones the ball in space. So if you're playing like a daily fantasy today, I would take Aaron Jones first, whatever his price is, then you wager it off that. Aaron Jones is a nice play today in daily fantasies. Guys, neighborhood picks, like and subscribe. We're gonna really get going now. From now to the Super Bowl, we're gonna get going. I was away. I'm back. We're gonna be live fantasy start sits. We're gonna be doing fantasy waiver wire Wednesdays. We're gonna really stay on top of fantasy now because now it's where it's really gonna get cooking. So we could do more. When the season first starts, you don't really know what's going to be what. And I hate bullshitting people. I'm like, well, guys, it's cloudy with the chance of Russ not cooking. Hey, I was right. I don't bullshit people. I said it's cloudy with a chance of Russ not cooking. I don't see it. And look what happened. No chef. No chef in Denver. Oh man, did he? What team? Where'd Sammy Watkins get activated? Oh, Sammy Watkins. Oh, Green Bay. Green Bay, right? Yeah. Sammy Watkins is one of those guys that will always have a job because he's so damn fast. But that's why the Ravens just signed 36-year-old Deshaun Jackson. If you want to take a shot, if people are taking a shot on Odell Beckham, why wouldn't you take a shot on Deshaun Jackson? He's 36. He just got signed. Why? Because he can fly still. And last year, I saw Deshaun Jackson catch a ball, one of them super slants for the Rams. He caught a ball and he was so fast, but then he ran out of gas. He could have been gone to the house, but he got tired. He was out of shape. And then all of a sudden, I heard a comment this year. Yeah, he didn't want to stay on the Rams. He didn't want to run routes and clear out for Cooper Kupp. Oh, really? Why? You're going to be the number one receiver right now over Cooper Kupp? Sometimes the way people report things is so corny. Like, why even report it like that? Like, no, Deshaun Jackson's wasn't gonna go to the Rams last year and be the number one. So what do you mean you didn't want to clear out for Cooper Kupp? What else are you gonna do? You're gonna run your clear outs and you're gonna get the ball when you're open. Where's Odell gonna go? People, if you haven't picked up Odell, you should. He's gonna go to Kansas City. Guys, this week, Travis Kelce, they just reworked his deal. He just restructured his contract. They moved things around. So Kansas City is aggressively pursuing Odell Beckham. And if Beckham comes back and we got a month left in our fantasy leagues and you need a spot start, I would take Odell for sure. In a Chiefs uniform, Odell is the missing piece that the Chiefs would need to stay on par with the Bills. Like, it feels like NCAA right now. It feels like college. It's like everybody can beat everybody. Last week on the Red Zone, on the witching hour at 3:00, every single game was 6 points or less. Every game in the league at the witching hour at 3:00 was 6 or less. And like everybody was close. I don't see anybody on Buffalo's tier or Kansas City's, but I see Buffalo being a little higher than Kansas City. Like, I see Buffalo beating Kansas City as constructed 7 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. I think if KC signs Beckham, they have a better fighting chance, like in a heavyweight playoff match fight when they got him too. Because I saw a lot of miscues with I had Valdez Scantling in a few leagues, then I dropped them. I've watched the Chiefs a lot this year, and I've seen a lot of times, a lot of the miscues on routes are when they involve Mahomes throwing to Valdez Scantling. Now, I saw him last week get a little bit better, but then you see a lot of things that you don't see all the time. Like, last week was like the receivers who always let you down day. They all did good. Brandon Ayuk missing. He's like Mr. I disappear, I come back. I disappear, I come back. Brandon Ayuk, he scored last week. Juju Smith, he had a good season 3 years ago. Hasn't been heard from since. He had a good week last week. So you got unusual suspects that popped up last week. The Ayuks, the Jujus. You got Jets, 2 disgruntled receivers. So who's popping up now? Now, if you know Mims and the other guy are gone, so you got Berrios, you got Corey Davis. You got Garrett Wilson. It's going to be tough for the Jets today. You know what? I think I'm talking myself into betting the under on that Jets Denver game. What is the Jets Denver under? Maybe a little two-team teaser. Maybe a little two-team teaser. Bump that Jets up. It's 36.5. Oh my God, is that low? Guys, this is Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. I love talking to everybody. My friends are always popping in here, and now we're just growing. Whoever wants to come in and have fun with us. We're here to have a good time. Man, 36. My high school, if we had an over-under on a high school game when we were playing, it wouldn't have been 36. We were 42-point underdog one time in a high school game. We were playing Bergen Catholic. We were picked to lose like 42-0. Jesus Christ, 36. Man, now a two-team teaser, you add 6 points your way. Guys, anybody who's in this room, would you bump the over-under down to 30? It's 36.5. Would you bump it down to 30.5 and go over, or up to 42.5 and go under? What would you do for a two-team teaser? You got the Jets -1.5, over under 36.5. I think I would give the Jets the 6. So the Jets would be +4.5. And I think I would go, man, that's hard. It's tempting to not go over 30. How could you not go over? I think I would still go under 42.5. I don't see a lot of scoring because I think I watched Denver's defense give Justin Herbert fits. Denver's defense looked good. Denver's defense might be Jets defense and Denver's defense in fantasy. Guys, some leagues, the kicker in Carmelo's league, Chasing Greatness, the kicker and defense is a lot. I study that shit hard. Then I'm in the league with T-Rich where he's like, fuck that kicker shot. I don't know, nobody's fucking on my league. No kicker's fucking my league. No. 3 is the 3. And I don't care if he kicks an 80-yard field goal. It's 3, Nooch. No. T-Rich hates fucking kickers. I'm in a league. You can kick a 100-yard field goal. You get 3. 3. And then in Carmelo's league, you bang a few 50-yard field goals. You got like a 30. That's why I like different leagues. I like being in different leagues. This is the most leagues I've ever been in my life. I'm 4. I'm 4-2, 4-2, 2-4, 1-5. So I'm good. I suck, and I'm average. Well, actually, 2 and 4 is not average. So I'm the good, the bad, and the ugly in fantasy this year. And I have no confidence in Carmelo's league. I don't know. I shouldn't be 4-2. I have a low score. My cousins are doing good. Hey, happy birthday to my cousins today. Jonathan and Anthony turned 19. My twin cousins. Salute. Happy birthday, boys. Get your ass up. You're probably sleeping. I call them chalk. When they come stay by me, I get up because I can't sleep because I'm old. And they're like this. They're like, and then like that's how I see them fall asleep. Then the next day I'll go check them, still like this. I'm like, holy shit, they look like chalk outlines. Oh man. So who do we like today? Who do we got today? Silent Mel. What's up, Mel? Mel, the basketball wizard. Mel, you better get your ass in gear and win a couple games so your season isn't over. Come on, Mel. Who are you playing today, Carmelo? Damn. Yo. This is the hardest year I could ever remember for running backs, guys. That's why you got to grab Pacheco. If you got him in your league and he's available, you got to grab him, man. Let's see who's available. I'm going to check different leagues of mine and see who's available to see if we got similarities here. Flex. We won't talk about quarterbacks. Hunter Renfrow. Wow. Why would one of you guys drop Hunter Renfrow? I'm not going to say anything. I know. I dropped Alan Lazard. I know. But why would anybody drop Renfrow since Waller's out today? Foster Moreau is not going to overtake Hunter Renfrow in the pecking order. Think about it like that. If you're coaching the Raiders, you're not going to make Foster Moreau more of the offense than Hunter Renfrow just because he's filling in for Waller. He's not Darren Waller. So I think it'll go Adams, Jacobs, right? And then Hunter Renfrow is going to see at least 10 targets today. I can guarantee you that Hunter Renfrow will see 10 targets. I think. Oh, Pierce. The receiver Pierce or the running back? Because I just picked up the guy from the Colts, the rookie receiver. He caught the winning touchdown last year. I picked him up in one of the leagues where I'm a little thin because I have like everybody on a bye. So I picked him up. but the running back for Houston's real good too. That guy's the good one. The running back is the real deal. No wonder Burkhead kind of went to the bench, because when I saw that kid Pierce for Houston, I had to sit up in my chair moment. I was like, whoa, who's this kid? This kid is good. I like him a lot. I'm a big Pierce fan. I'll tell you what, Stephon Diggs, imagine if Minnesota would have held on to Diggs and they had Diggs and Jefferson. Oh, that would have been like fucking Jerry Rice and Tim Brown, maybe better. That would have been like Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens. Oh, man. Imagine if Minnesota would have held on to Diggs. I like they had Diggs mic'd up. He goes, I'm him. I'm him. He's so cocky. I'm him. That's good. That's pretty good. I give it to him. I'm him. I'm him. Romeo Dobbs dropped in one of my leagues. I picked him up. Some one man's garbage could be another man's treasure. I have faith that Dobbs is a rookie, and whenever you watch a Packers game, whether it's complete or incomplete, what do you hear? Dobbs, Dobbs. I can hear Joe Buck, Dobbs, Dobbs. Like Dobbs, let's see his targets. Let me see if I'm right. 5, 3, 8, 8, 5, and 9. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 6 games this year, Dobbs has had more than 5 targets. That's a good sign. So Dobbs is going to get between 7 and 10 targets today. Got to get 7, 8 targets today at least. The last 4 weeks, targets for Dobbs, 8, 8, 5, 9. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's going to get better and better. So I wouldn't give up on Dobbs now. This is where you start to pay attention. If somebody gives up on Dobbs in the league and you're struggling, you might want to take a look at him. That's what I think. Because a rookie only gets better. And like, guys, I've been around fantasy so long. Sometimes how something seems early, it's not how it is. In 2015, somebody in a league that I was in dropped Cam Newton. He went out to be the MVP, because he had a bad game. He must have really had a stinker. Look up Cam Newton 2015 season. Had to be in the first 5 or 6 weeks. He must have had a real stinker of a game, because the guy in my league dropped him. And I think I grabbed him. That was the year he was just running over linebackers. Cam Newton would literally take the ball under center, run over a linebacker, do one of these, and give one of these. You know what I'm saying? Damn. That's why he got them shoulder surgeries. I'm a little worried about Saquon Barkley today. Saquon has a sore shoulder, and delivering them hits, we got to be careful with him. We got to be careful. Give Breida a couple carries. Don't run this fucking guy into the ground. We got 4 shit teams. The Giants got 4 shit teams, and we got the Commanders on a double offense. We got 2 games against the shit Commanders as Giants fans. We got like 5 we should win these games. Let's chill a little bit with Saquon. We know he's our horse. Let's play, spread it out. Let's now run this guy into the ground before we get to the playoffs. I think Dallas is good, but not unbeatable. I think Philly's good, but they'll come back down to earth. I don't think there's a dominant team in the NFC. Do you guys see a dominant team in the NFC? I don't. I mean, the Eagles are good, but they could be beat. Derek Carr or Geno Smith. Mel, 100% Derek Carr. I'm a Derek Carr. I believe I've seen Derek Carr really toss that football with real good accuracy, real good command of the offense. And they just had a bye week. You know how good that is for a new team? This is their first season together. A team has to have a chance to grow, right? You know that. So now they just had 6 weeks and a bye, or 5 weeks and a bye. I think that Carr is going to ball out today. You're going to see at least 28 points from the Raiders. The Raiders will score 28. Texans will score 17. So you could take the Raiders in the over to the bank today. DJ Duvernay is in the room. Oh, do you play for Baltimore? Montgomery or Pacheco? Oh, we've been talking about him all morning. I love that. Pacheco is my guy for Rutgers. I've been following him for a couple of years. He's explosive. However, Montgomery is, he's the automatic starter. But you know what? The Bears, bad team. I don't think Belichick is going to let the running game beat him. I think he's going to make Fields beat him. I don't like Montgomery against the Patriot defense. I would give Pacheco the spot start because he's also a more explosive guy. Like if you just sometimes you got to like step out of fantasy for a second and look. Pacheco's been raising my eyebrows for since the first time I saw him, and you can't say that about every guy. That kid's a that if he gets touches, I'm sure if they're going to start Pacheco, if they're going to start him, they have an idea for him. It's Andy Reid. See, that's why you got to pay attention. Guys on shit teams, like you got guys on Denver. I don't want anybody on Denver. I don't want any of their running backs. I don't want anybody on Denver right now because they only got 7 touchdowns all year. So Pacheco, why are they starting him? Why? Because they probably got plans for him. You get a little explosive guy like that, the ball in space, Andy Reid offense with Kelsey clearing out, a little screen. All of a sudden, Mahomes rolls out. You got Kelsey going in the flat, and all of a sudden, a little dumb screen the other way. Oh, Pacheco, pew! Like, I think Pacheco's going to have a day. You like those sound effects? Guys, this is Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. I don't have to tell you guys that. Like, subscribe. We're going to be here having fun right through the Super Bowl. Well, I do this stuff all year, unless I'm on vacation, which is a couple times a year. But what are you going to say? What are you going to do? I like Mostert today. Guys, Raheem Mostert, if you don't know, if you don't remember him from the NFC Championship a couple years ago, the guy who was lighting up the Packers running the ball for the Niners, he's on the Dolphins now. He's a NCAA track and field 100-meter sprinter champion. That's why he's 30 years old now, and he's still running like a 4.3. Mostert, when healthy, is an elite running back. Last 3 games, 15 carries, 70 yards, 18 carries, 113 yards, 14 carries, 50 yards. Mostert is tough. They're playing against Pittsburgh today. The game's in Miami. Hey, do you guys know about the Miami's cheating? This is why you got to stay with Mostert, especially if Miami's home. Miami's been cheating. If you look at the sidelines, Miami's sideline is about 30 degrees cooler than the other team's sideline. Josh Allen collapsed in Tua's arms a couple weeks ago after the game. That's how hot it was. Last week, the Minnesota game, it was 120 on Minnesota's sideline, 90 on Miami's sideline. Something about those Dolphins games, they're fucking around with the visiting team with the temperature, and it's going to be really hot for the visitors in Miami today. So expect Pittsburgh to be tired and expect Mostert to run the rock more on those zone run schemes. I like Mostert today. Who do we got here? Jason, what's up, Jason? Pacheco, Foreman, or Drake? Well, you know what? Those are all good prospects because Foreman, man, when I saw him filling for Henry last year, I saw a real good running back. However, I don't remember him in my mind receiving a lot. So I don't know how many passes he can catch. So if it's PPR, same thing with Drake. But Pacheco is little, shifty, and he's getting a start on Kansas City. So you got to like the Kansas City offense the most. So I would probably lean, if all 3 of those guys are not totally proven and they all have promise, I would go with the offense that's going to be threatening to score more. So that's what I would do right there. We're cooking, unlike Russell Wilson right now. We're cooking, guys. Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe to the channel. Give it a share. We're doing this shit all the way till about 1:45. Tony Pollard's another guy. When he gets a chance, he does well. I've been guessing wrong on Tony Pollard all year. That's a guy I just want to trade already. I'll put him together in a package with Goddard, and I'll just start Everett if somebody wants to give me a real running back because he's been burning me all year. Tony Pollard, 6 carries, 9 carries, 13, 8, 8, 11. Okay, so they're going up. So catches, no catches, 2 catches, 0 catches. Come on. Tony Pollard's got to be in the game more. DeAndre Swift is officially inactive. Yes, we said that before. Jamal Williams is starting. Jamal Williams is a good back. I wouldn't hesitate to start Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams does good every time Smith is out. Swift. That's like if T. Higgins was out, I wouldn't be afraid to start Tyler Boyd because he's that good. He's solid. Like if you're just looking at the player. So Jamal Williams is not just the guy's backup. He's actually a pretty good back. I think the Lions could score points today. And they're playing Dallas. That's going to be a tough game. Dallas is a 7-point favorite there. Yeah. Oh, T-Rich, you got Swift, right? But don't you have Jamal too? What are you worried about? If you have Jamal, he's good. I wouldn't be afraid to start Jamal. But then again, I'm not afraid to do anything. That's why I'm in the shit tank this year. I'm so upset, T-Rich. I'm playing Knobs. Me and Knobs are in the somebody's got to win bowl today. Knobs, 1-5, 1-5. Somebody's got to win. Good luck. Salute, Knobs. Oh, Kenny Walker. Oh, I got Kenny Walker in my other league. In my other league, I had no running backs. I don't believe in running backs this year. I don't believe just because the guy's the one. It's almost impossible to tell what the hell is going on with these running backs this year. When you go with Deion Jackson last week, Deion Jackson gave me a 28. The guys I drafted gave me a 2, a 6. Now, Eno Benjamin for the Cardinals gave me a 23.3. I just picked up Eno Benjamin because guys want to buy. Then I got guys that I really have that are doing nothing. I got Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is actually one of the guys that passes the eyeball test. Kenneth Walker is really good. I think he runs hard. I like him a lot. I don't just like him in fantasy. I like him in football. Eno Benjamin, to be honest with you, didn't even watch. Got off the plane, came home from the airport. It was on Prime. I forgot it was on Prime. And then I was watching the Yankees lose. Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. Yankees. I'm not even watching those motherfuckers today. Oh, God. I'm so upset. 3-0, we're down. We can't say shit about the Astros cheating a couple years ago. They're just beating the brakes off of us. Who do we like here? T-Rich. I'm right. Lazard or Dobbs? Well, oh, man, that's tough, T-Rich. Wow. You know what? I want to look up Lazard's targets because I was just looking at Dobbs' targets, and he's got 5, 8, 8, 10. So let's see what Lazard's targets are the last month. Wow, 6, 8, 8, 9. 6. So Lazard the last month, 6 targets, 8 targets, 8 targets, and 9. And Dobbs last month, 8, 8, 5, and 9. Wow. So Romeo Dobbs has about 1 or 2 more carries. Not carries, targets. Romeo Dobbs, 8 and 8, 16, and 14 is 30. Romeo Dobbs, 30 targets over the past month. Okay, let's count up Lazard. 8 and 8, 16, okay. 14 and 17, 31. Lazard's got 31 targets over the past 4 weeks, and Romeo Dobbs has 30 targets. Good question, T-Rich. That was a great question. So, wow, Jesus Christ. T-Rich, that was the best question. Guys, T-Rich, he said, who would I start, Alan Lazard or Romeo Dobbs? Okay, they both got 30 targets. Let's see how many catches. I didn't count the catches. Dobbs, 8 catches, 5, 13, and 7, 20 catches out of 30 targets. Lazard, 31 targets, 10, 18 catches. Wow. Well, I guess I would go with Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs is slightly more efficient than Lazard, and Dobbs is a rookie. So what does that tell you? That tells you that he's got more God-given talent, and Aaron Rodgers is trying to make that kid the dude. And he probably runs the more of the Adams on top, the routes of the Z as opposed to the X on the football field. The Z is the first receiver, the X is the second, the one that's back off the line, on the line. And then the Y is the tight end, like if you were reading a playbook. So I would take it that Lazard is the X. Robert Tonyan, who's getting better off that surgically repaired knee. That's a guy we don't talk about. My tight end was on a bye last week. I grabbed Robert Tonyan, and he put up like a 20 or 17. Robert Tonyan is getting healthier every week, and yes, yeah, that's right, Joe. Tonyan. Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show this past week was saying that Tonyan looks like he's starting to get into his form pre-injury. And before he tore his ACL, they looked at him as a guy who could catch and extend plays and be rough and block, but also do like things that an agile, smaller guy can do. Very, very good athlete. They say Robert Tonyan has like a lot of potential. I don't like the P word, potential, but last week he did really well in a loss. They lost to the Jets, and he still did pretty good. So I got my eye on Tonyan. Let me see what Tonyan did last week. Let's take a look at Robert Tonyan. Okay. Robert Tonyan, the last month. Look at these targets. Now, we just said that Romeo Dobbs had 30 targets. Lazard had 31 targets over the past month. Watch this. Robert Tonyan over the past month. 9 and 4 is 13 and 12. Wow. Okay. 25 targets for Tonyan. That's a lot of targets. I didn't expect that many. 8, Let me see. 8 and 4 is 12. 22 catches? Holy shit. Guys, guys, I just came across something. That's the tight end that you gotta really be looking at. Robert Tunyon. Wow. The guy's got 22 catches and 25 targets over the past 4 weeks. That's really impressive. That's more catches than Dobbs and Lazard. Wow. Wow. Robert Tunyon has outperformed Lazard and Dobbs in the past 4 weeks. He's got one more catch than Lazard, two more catches than Dobbs. Oh, one more catch than Dobbs, two more than Lazard. You got 20 catches, 21 catches, and 22 catches. That's that's really even. That's really even distribution. You can't you can't lean one way on the Packers. It's not like they're tearing everybody up, so you don't have to. But just saying, fantasy wise, you can go with all the Packers because Aaron Rodgers is making sure he gets to everybody. Who else do we like today? What's some other guys that we're looking at? Who are we looking at? I'm trying to look at my starting lineups here, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Guys, we're at Neighborhood Picks. Like, subscribe, share it. Let them know. Godwin, good day today. I think Godwin will have a good day. I think Everett will be in the mix. Everett is a good tight end. I had him on my bench because I knew that my tight end was coming up on a bye, Dawson Knox. I'll tell you what, Everett's outperformed Dawson Knox this year, but I don't know what the hell happened to this guy. Dawson Knox has been a little hurt, a little banged up, and he hasn't really came on. That's why all the teams that I got Knox, I'm not tearing it up yet. Well, T. Richards League, I'm 1-5. I got Goddard. Goddard, another guy that's not really tearing it up, even though the Eagles are. Let's see. Everett targets the last month 6, 6, 3, and 7. So 12 and 10, 22 targets for Everett over the past month, and 13 catches, 7 and 6. 13 catches out of 22 targets. That's not great. That's not great. 13 catches, 22 targets for Everett. Let's look at a guy like Goddard because he's looked at as a good tight end. Let's see here. Goddard targets 4, 6, 9, and 6. So 10, 15, 25 targets. That's more like it. That's the same amount of targets as Robert Tunyon. So in the past month, Goddard and Tunyon have had 25 targets. Let's see how many catches Goddard got in the past month. 8, 8, 16, and 2, 18. Wow. 18 catches and 25 targets. Is that right? Yeah. Wow. Did I say Tunyon had 22 catches and 25 targets? That's really impressive. Dallas Goddard, 18 catches over the past month. He's listed, so he's got to be lower ranked than Tunyon. So they got Goddard at 5. What the hell do they have Tunyon at? Let me see this. I didn't look at the yards, though. Maybe his yards are shitty. They got Tunyon at 10. Let me go back to the yards. Yards for Tunyon. Last 4 games, 37, 22, 23, 90. That's a big game last game. But the other 3 were all under 40. Let's see what we got on Goddard. I know Goddard's got to be a little better with the yards. Goddard yards, 26, 72, 95, 22. Well, he had two stinkers too. He had 2 games under 30 yards. Definitely. It's Neighborhood Picks, guys. Like, subscribe, jump into the channel, hop on in. Give it a share. Give it a share. Pass it on to everybody. We stay together, and I really started this to connect all my friends on Sunday mornings. So I do the live start sits. People pop in the room. Hey, Nooch, what's up? You fuck. What are you doing? I like hearing from everybody. We're all checking our fantasy rosters anyway, so why not? Who else? Now, who would be my tight end? My best tight end for the week would probably be Mark Andrews still, because Lamar, they don't have receivers in Baltimore. Some of these teams are operating without a dominant receiver. Like, who else is Lamar gonna throw to? Baltimore as a team might be in trouble this year because they look like they're hurting at receiver. Like, Bateman's hurt. Is Bateman hurt still? T-Riz, did you see what's going on with Bateman? See how these lines are moving too. How are the lines? I can't believe the Jets started as a 3-point underdog, and now they're a 1.5-point favorite. That was a great line to bet on both sides at the beginning and the end of the week. The Colts are plus 2.5 at the Titans. The Colts have been playing better and better. They started bad, but I don't think they're playing that bad. Now they got Taylor back and they're underdog, but I get that. Titans are home. I get it. The Cowboys are a 7-point favorite. Nobody covers anymore, guys. If you bet the underdogs every week, you're up. For the last 2.5 to 3 years, it's been one of these weeks for about 2 years straight. Dogs on premises. I told you last week at 3 o'clock, the witching hour on the red zone, there was not one team up by more than 6 points. Every game was 6 points or less on the red zone. Cleveland, Baltimore, they're not going to cover. I'm sorry. That's okay. These bets are coming in clear. Baltimore is not covering 6.5 points today against the Browns. I've seen Nick Chubb run the ball well this year. What's important in football? Run the ball, right? Okay. Is Jacoby Brissett playing? Because if he is, he's all right. So as long as anything didn't change, they still got Kareem Hunt on the team. All right. Who is Baltimore blowing out? Did they beat the Giants at the Meadowlands? The MetLife? That's too much points. I'm going to give you all suspect lines. Dallas -7 is suspect. Why? This team didn't play together for 5 weeks. Dak Prescott has not played with these guys on a Sunday in 5 weeks. So they can't be 100% cohesive. So you're going to lay 7 with them? No. Lions score points. Give me the 7. Tennessee -2.5. That game's right. Jacksonville, 3-point favorite against the Giants. That line's suspect. That's a suspect line. The Giants shouldn't be a 3-point underdog. Jacksonville's struggling. Baltimore, 6.5-point favorite. They don't deserve to be. That's suspect. That's a suspect spread. Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are the only 6-0 team this year in the NFL with the spread. If you take the Falcons and the spread every week, you're 6-0. However, the Bengals, who barely beat everybody, the Bengals win every game by 1. Oh, the Bengals are playing that high school team, they won by 3. Oh, they're playing this team, they won by whoever the Bengals play, they win by 3. The Bengals don't blow out anybody. Like, wake up. Now the Bengals are 6.5-point favorite over a team that's 6-0 against the spread. The Falcons. So you take the Falcons plus the 6.5 all day. If there's a team that's 6-0 against the spread and they're getting 6.5 today, you hammer them. Hammer them. Look it up. Who is the NFL's only undefeated team with the spread? The answer is the Falcons. So I really like that today. I have to go with that because I would be mad at myself if I didn't play it. Green Bay is now this is funny. Taylor Heineke's coming in, but he did well at times when he's been called upon to come in. Carson Wentz sucks anyway. So Washington is getting 4.5 points at home to a Packer team that's been disappointing so far this season. Stay away from that game. Don't bet the Packers at -198 on the money line, trying to put together a parlay to win a couple bucks when there's other games on the board because we don't know about them yet. Now, Tampa's a good throwing game. I agree with Newman before because I really don't see the Bucks losing today. So if you put like the Bucks money line with somebody else to get it like down, I like that a lot. Like a smart like you put a couple teams together. I would definitely put the Bucks in that stew and stir it up 100%. That's like a must if you're trying to throw like 2 or 3 together to get those odds at plus 100 or better. So you're at even money, and you got to throw Tampa in there. I would have the Stones to do it. They're not losing today. No way. I would be shocked. That would be the shocker of the season if the Bucks got beat today. Who picked up Deshaun? I thought he went to Baltimore, Joe. Oh, Joe, I could have sworn Deshaun Jackson went to Baltimore. Who grabbed him? Wow. I thought it was official. I heard it when I was out in Florida that Deshaun Jackson was going to the Ravens, but I didn't. I just heard it like literally on the radio. They said, "Oh, it looks like Deshaun Jackson signed with Baltimore." Who grabbed him? Let me type his name in here. Deshaun. He's not. Is he even in fantasy yet? Oh, he's here. Let's see. Ooh, oh, Ravens. Ravens. Yes, yes. Not elevated yet for week 7, but they signed him. Deshaun Jackson. See, when you got like that, Deshaun Jackson is so fast that he's one of them dudes. Like even when he gets old, he's still fast. Like the fast old dude, like Darrell Green, Deshaun Jackson. Remember in 2010? Yo, that was 2010. Remember when the Giants were playing the Eagles and they were up all those points and Deshaun Jackson ran it back all the way, the miracle at MetLife? That was 2010. It's a long time ago, man. Deshaun Jackson, 35 years old, 5'10", 170. And that's being generous. If everybody knows you're never listed at what you really weigh. So if Deshaun Jackson is listed at 170, that means he's a buck 57. Wow. See, he's got such speed. Paul, what's up, P. Riz? Good to have you in here. Yeah, man, he's got such speed. Oh my God. D-Jax. Oh yeah. You know what? Deshaun Jackson is one of those guys where he could never stay healthy for a full season ever. It's good to take a shot on him if you need him to, maybe when he was real young, but he was always injury prone because look, 5'10", 150 something. He was a little guy and he's super fast, but he's been dinged up his whole career. But wow, 35 years old already for Deshaun Jackson. I feel like he's been around forever, right? Man, that it's a young man's league. That's why, like I'm taking a shot on like Alex Pierce for the Colts. He caught the game-winning touchdown last week. I like him. He's a tough little receiver, and you always need a guy like that. He runs the intermediates, the in and outs from the slot a lot, and then you got the other guy on the outside, Pittman. But Pierce is a nice compliment to him. I think they got something. You could see a little bit more chemistry coming on in Indianapolis. That's why I'm taking a shot with Pierce now. For daily fantasy, I would take a shot in Pierce. Daily fantasy, who do you guys like today in daily fantasy? Because daily fantasy is a great thing. You wager a little money. It's like making a bet that day. Who's gonna come off this week? So we could all be in on that together. It doesn't matter who we have in our leagues. Daily fantasy is a real thing, and some people like that more than being married to guys all year. I know a lot of you guys are playing daily fantasy. NFL TV in here, dropping ads. Oh man, is Tony Pollard going to get the ball today? That's a question. That's a great question. Is Justin Herbert? Yo, Justin Herbert, that coach sucks, man. That fucking coach sucks. 57 passing attempts. He threw the ball 57 times last week. Oh my God, for no touchdowns. 57 times, no touchdowns. Is that a record? Boys, is that a record? Has anybody ever thrown the ball 57 times and not had a touchdown pass? Because I fucking lost. Oh, I was so upset last week. I was talking shit to Paul Riz last week. I'm like, Paul Riz, I'm about to win this week and see you and catch you next week. And I ended up losing because I was down by like 11 going into Monday night. I had Herbert last week against Russ not cooking. And I'm like, all right, I got this. I was counting myself at being 2-4. And then I said, okay, then next week I'll be 3-4. I was counting the dub. Don't ever count that dub before you have it. Fuck those projections. I got it. The old Italian. Fuck you. I got it last week. Big time. Fucking got it. I put up a stinker. What did Herbert give me last week? Let's see, Nucci. Herbert gave me a 9. Fucking 9. That fish face coach. I hate that fish face fucking coach. You know what? I'm going to go off a little bit because I know anybody in here right now wants to be in here. That fucking fish face coach for the Chargers. That scumbag. I hate that motherfucker. He's a fish face. First of all, if you're a real like a mentor, a leader, when Herbert had those cracked ribs, even though he dropped a fucking dime on the next play, when Herbert had those cracked ribs and he just threw the ball down and was like, take him out, jerk. Take him out. He's a 24-year-old kid. He's not going to come out. You got to be the one to take him out. Coach left him in. And then did you see like after the game, he's hugging Herbert like, "Oh, Justin, I love you, Justin." Like, bro, what are you doing? Bear hugging the guy for like you didn't win the Super Bowl. That coach is a jerk off. I don't like it. I don't like anything about that coach for the Chargers. And then I got some guy coming in like they're lucky they won last week. I got some guy coming in like, "Oh, it worked out, didn't it?" What worked out? What worked out? The Super Bowl of September. The Chargers ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. They ain't going nowhere with that team. They might make the playoffs, but they're not beating the big boys. Buffalo is the big boy. Buffalo is like Debo. Buffalo is like the fucking bully at school. It's Buffalo, Kansas City, the whole rest of the league. Buffalo, KC, NFL. I can't put the Eagles on the caliber of the Bills. I can't put the Eagles on the caliber of the Chiefs just yet. I never quite understood why everybody had so many questions about Jalen Hurts. Like, nobody, like, I've seen Eli Manning have terrible seasons. I've seen Eli Manning have fucking horrible seasons. Then the next year, it's like, oh, like, some guys just get a long leash, and some guys, like Jalen Hurts, they were questioning him so much going into the season. Well, is Jalen Hurts going to be, why wouldn't he be? Like, I haven't seen anything negative from Jalen Hurts since he looks like, he looked to me like a guy last year that was going to be real good. Like, you got to let a guy develop. I think he's playing smart. I think he's playing within the offense. And, you know, you got to be careful what you wish for. Like, when Tom Brady became a legend, he was driving the vehicle of the offense. You never want to do too much at quarterback. Look at Mahomes. When Mahomes came up, he won. Then when he started twirling the fuck around, doing too much, they got beat. Now this year he's back to playing reined in more. Russ, he won a Super Bowl running the rock. He lost the Super Bowl throwing the rock too much. You know, once he started cooking, what are they doing? Losing. Quarterback is it's like a weird position because you can't do too much or your team's gonna fuck up. You're gonna end up losing. You gotta play the game the right way. So like even if the game comes easy to you, if you start to press things and do too much, it's gonna come back to bite you. It's like you gotta pay the tax on it. You're gonna pay one way or the other. So that's why it's trends, motive. You know, it's a lot of trends. Who else do we have here? T. Rich, are you starting Pacheco? You're not starting Pacheco today, are you? Are you starting him? Heineke. Oh, what is it? What is it, Paul? What's his over under on the rushing yards? Taylor Heineke rushing yards. What is it, like half a yard? I always get suckered in on that for the Super Bowl. Last year they had Tom Brady half a yard. I bet the over. Of course he didn't rush. Tom Brady's not going anywhere. They reeled me in. Oh, come on, Nucci. Tom Brady. Tom Brady over a half a yard. You got it. Oh, you got it. Loser. 13 and a half. Oh, man. You know what? Taylor Heineke, I remember the memory, without looking, the memory I have of Taylor Heineke is every time he steps in Washington, he adds a little bit of a spark. That's my impulse first reaction to Heineke. So I think Washington could be a trap game to bet today. I wouldn't go all in on Green Bay. I want to see that one. Green Bay might wipe them out, but there's better games to look at. We don't know what's going to happen with that game. That's a funny game. Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, he does have the scramble, definitely. And Taylor Heineke, whatever his name is, like he's a good quarterback. When nobody's open, they pull it down. I could definitely see him scrambling. One scramble could get it. He could get it in one, of course, or two. And yeah, I like that. He's definitely more mobile than Wentz. Wentz looks like he's on a horse. Have we took a look at Carson Wentz lately? I don't know if it's because he sprained both ankles last year and they just stayed like that. He's like the most ball-legged guy. When Carson Wentz is in shotgun, his legs are like this. He's like, "Hey, I'm Carson. Hey, ready?" Like his legs are out here. Like he's not standing normal. Oh, don't get me started on Carson Wentz. I don't think I've ever laughed this hard in my life when I saw McAfee and the boys. I was watching the Pat McAfee, and they were saying Carson Wentz he looked like a mustard colored Dorito. He really did. He was everything about him. It was the Commanders logo. It was orangey burgundy. His hair was orangey, whatever. His jacket was orangey yellow. Like he just looked like he was stuck in a Cheeto that went all different flavors. Like it was, I don't know, man. Carson Wentz, I saw that demise. Everybody said, "Oh, you're hating." You know what? I can't make a prediction or have an opinion without somebody using the word hate. That's why I had to get all Facebook groups and all that shit. I said I got to start my own stuff because I'm typing opinions and people are, "Oh, you hater." I said, you know what? I can't deal with stupid people anymore. I gotta start my own shit. I got shit to say. People are stuck with the same dumb vocabulary, just copy each other, man. That's why you have freedom of speech, so you can speak your mind and give your opinions. It's fun. Carson Wentz, I saw that demise coming. I see Russell Wilson demise. I saw that. Now he's got a hamstring injury. Russell Wilson, I don't know if he really got a hamstring injury. I think Russell Wilson's got a feelings hurt. Russell Wilson's feelings are hurt today, and all the ice in the world can't bring him back. Russell. Cloudy with a chance of Russ not cooking. But you know what? How did Russell Wilson marry Sierra? That's amazing. He went way above his league. I don't care. I don't care what his contract says. Sierra could go with other famous guys. Probably like that little dude went above and beyond. Good job, Russ. Hey, I guess he is cooking after all. He's cooking. All right, Russ. In the chick department, you're cooking. But not on the field. Oh, who's playing for Denver today? Hey, what do you guys like? P. Riz, T. Rich, I want to know. What do you guys like? If I were to bump the over-under of the Jet game, Jets-Denver, two-team teaser, it's at 36.5. Bump it down to 30.5 or up to 42.5. I'd like to know your opinion on that. I don't know. I didn't do that one yet. That's the one I didn't do yet. The Jets teaser. I think I'm gonna bump it up to 42.5 and go under. I think. Oh, this is tough. You know what? And I don't know what we're gonna see with the San Diego, the Chargers Seahawks game, but that's a trap game too. I'd stay away from that game. I didn't like. I have red alert lights up for the Chargers right now. I drafted Herbert. I love him as a quarterback, but I never noticed what a fish face that fucking coach is on the Chargers. That coach really worries me. I'd like to put Justin Herbert on the trading block right now, guys. Anybody wants Justin Herbert, let me know. I have a phobia of the Chargers coach. I don't like him. And if anybody wants Herbert, let me know who your quarterback is or somebody. I think I'd like to shop him. I got Carr too. I got like the best backups ever, and my team sucks. I can't believe I'm 1-5. I'm gonna be giving my belt up soon. I better get that belt soon. I ordered the belt, guys. I ordered my own championship belt because I got to give it up after this season unless I come back from 1-5. Well, I don't see that happening. Not with this Scuttle and Beans team. Not with these fucking running backs. Jesus Christ. It was so hard to look at running backs this year. Why didn't we all – how many people watching here passed on Nick Chubb this year and picked a shittier running back? Say aye. How many people passed on Nick Chubb? I did. I went Javonte Williams fucking crazy this year. Javonte. I passed Nick Chubb in every league and took Javonte Williams. I went all in the pool. Michael Phelps, I went. That's why my season's in the toilet. Yeah, man. That's why fantasy's tricky. Last year, Nick Chubb was considered a top 10 pick. I drafted Chubb with like the 6th pick in the first round, and I got DK on the comeback, and then I got Kupp on the 3rd pick. This year, I drafted a receiver first, and on the comeback, I tried to get that horse of a back, and I passed fucking Chubb because every ADP had Chubb in like 26. They just didn't think that he would produce, but we should have known better. because Baker Mayfield sucked last year, you know, and he still produced. He still did well last year, Nick Chubb. I don't know who else is out here this year, this week. What are some defenses? A lot of teams are on the bye. Buffalo, some good team. All the good teams are on the bye. Miami Dolphins defense is projected to do well. Yeah, that's easy to say. I wouldn't buy into that. It's gonna be hot. Defenses get tired. I don't know. I wouldn't buy. I don't think so. I think Pittsburgh could beat Miami today. I don't think Miami's invincible today. No. Well, I understand that, Paul, because I was thinking that too. Like sometimes if you got good guys and you have a team that's loaded and you have confidence that you're going to make the playoffs and you think that you could win in 9 slots against 10, why not? If you can't afford to drop anybody, then you go for it in that manner. I agree with that. I get it. I totally get that because I was faced with that same thing. I don't know if I did it or not, but I was thinking about it last year in one of my leagues. Yeah, like sometimes, like if you got 3 or 4 guys that you worked to formulate and you got them on your bench, and like 3 of them are on a bye, then all of a sudden you got to drop one of them just to fill your starting roster, and you still think you could win anyway. You're looking at your opponent like, oh shit, I could win this game. I could probably go without a D or whatever. Like I totally get going 9 slots on 10 to preserve your roster. That's part of strategy. I totally agree with that. Like I think like all commissioners should allow that. I don't know T Rich is like, shit, like, but I'm sure we're all cool with that. Like, but I think that shouldn't even be a thing. Yeah. I would do the same. Tom Brady. I've never seen Tommy Boy looking this thin. Tom Brady looks thin. Tom Brady is 45 and frail. You don't want to be 45 and frail. He should go off the avocado diet for like 3 weeks, gain a couple pounds, then do it. He needs to gain a couple pounds. Tommy is lovesick. That face is like Tommy is looking lovesick. Tommy the Love Boat Brady. Man, he wants to go back to the NFL for the 21st season. You don't think that guy's in a mental addiction? Think about that. He said no to the wife and the kids to go play still at 45. Life's about balance, Tom. Life's about balance. Yeah, yeah. I'm afraid Tommy's a little caught up and he made the wrong choice. I mean, how much do you have to chase it? How much do you have to chase it until you realize, all right, I might have stepped over the line with this perspective. I don't I don't know if I agree with that decision. And you can play devil's advocate and say, if Giselle's been around this long, what the hell she couldn't let him play another year? But he says he's got no plans of retiring. Tommy, he better not be throwing those back ankle slants this week. If Tommy keeps throwing those back ankle slants, he ain't gonna have to retire because his ass will be out if he played like last week. I'm chalking that up as a bad game. Yeah, exactly. No defense is worth dropping one of your players that means something to you if you have to. Yeah, no. What was the over on the Bucks? Hey, Richard, where you been? We've been going for a while. Good to have you in, Richard. We're talking about Tommy Boy Brady. What 12? You know what? I would like has Tom Brady's never even come close to a losing season. I would love to know what Brady's worst season was. I would have if I were to guess Tom Brady's worst season, it would probably be 10-6 in the old format, 10-6. I don't think Brady ever went 9-7, 8-8, 7-9. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Even the Lakers stunk last year. Like to play 20 straight years and never have a losing season, that's crazy. 12 the Bucks were 12 this year. You know what? Tommy, like we said, Tommy's 45 and fucking frail. So you know what? One pancake And yeah, I would take the under. There's so many things that can go wrong. And to lose, they would have to go 13-4. Yeah, I would bet on them going 12-5 or 11-6. Definitely. Yeah. Oh man. You know what, Richard? I'm so disgusted with the Yanks. This is the only support they're getting from me today. I'm home. I'm watching football, and you know what? They better win because I'm not watching them today. I'm so upset with them. I'm not watching the Yankees today, and hopefully I see them tomorrow because I'm not wasting any time on them. Maybe a little bit. I'll flick back and forth, but I'm not watching full fucking innings like my dad. I know my father won't see a one snap of the 8 o'clock game. My father will watch every pitch, but it's a different generation. Like that's the age difference. My dad will be watching every pitch of the Yankee game, and I will not watch one pitch of that shit. I got 4 fantasy leagues. Baseball's been boring me, and that's why I'm not watching it. I got football shit to take care of, and the Yankees are down 3-0. If it was Game 7, if it was 2-1, 3-0, oh man, striking out 100 times a game, it's terrible, man. Yankees struck out 17 times, 15 times. Disgusting, disgusting. Guys, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Share, like, subscribe. T. Rich, did you get locked out of Twitter yet? Oh, we hammer that thing until they tell us we can't. Oh, the Giants are there in our league? Damn. You guys are making me want to pick up the Giants. Nobody's got the Giants defense today. You think horseface Trevor Lawrence is going to tear up the Giants? Wow. Wow. Oh, shit. Swift is killing us. He's killing my boy Tyler too. Zeke or Cooper. Well, Cooper burned me already once this year. I'm not a big Amari Cooper fan, and I spoke out against him. He had a fucking hell of a game a couple weeks back. I got one of those memories about a month ago. I wasn't crazy about him. I said it, and he had like 7 for a buck something. Zeke looks like he shrunk, and the real Zeke is in the locker room. He don't even look the same to me. He used to be like a fucking bull. Zeke used to run guys over, do the feed me shit. He don't look right to me. Man, if I would have never have said Cooper over Zeke a couple years ago, but I don't know, man. Zeke is going to get his carries. We know that. Jared Jones would never have it any other way. But Cooper looks good this year. Oh, man, that's tough, Richard. That's tough. I mean, if you have Ezekiel Elliott on your team, how could you not start? You know what I'm saying? But if it's a daily fantasy where your actual roster is from scratch, I would probably take Cooper. So that's a tricky answer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, he should get a couple dump offs. So you get 4 or 5 dump offs. Let's say 5 to 6 targeted dump offs go to him with a screen, possibly, little creativity. I mean, a running back of Zeke's status on a team that's supposed to be going places should put up enough for you in fantasy. So if you're looking for the higher floor is Ezekiel Elliott. Like his lowest score will probably be 10. Cooper, his low score could be really low, but we know he could go off too. But when was the last time we've seen Zeke go off? We haven't seen Zeke go off in a long time, man. Guys, we got neighborhood picks. Like, subscribe, share. We got neighborhood picks Instagram, neighborhood picks TikTok, neighborhood picks Twitter, neighborhood picks. One word. Neighborhood picks. Hey, Richard, I got another word for raining. Mom hit me off with another one today. I said, Ma, how's the weather? Oh, it's 80% chance of rain. But right now there's a mist outside. A what? A mist. A mist. All right. Like it's raining or it's not. It's a mist. Where did that come from? The sky, a tree? Mama Nooch said it's a mist outside. I got to take a word for it. So last week it was teeming. This week it's a mist. My mom comes up with all these weather terminologies. None of them come true. But hey, I give her credit. She likes calling the weather, but even the weathermen are wrong. So hey, what are you going to do? Hey, I know she's 6-0 in the fantasy league that we let her in. I can't believe it. Oh, teaming. Remember that, Rich? That was funny. See, I didn't forget. I was waiting for you to come in here, Richard. That's why I stayed on. I got to put my bets in pretty soon. Hey, guys, I want somebody's opinion. If I have a 2-team teaser in the Jets in Denver, and I bump the 6 points with the Jets from giving 1.5 to getting 4.5, would you bump the over-under from 36.5 down to 30 and go over 30.5, or up to 42.5 and go under? I think I'm leaning towards under 42.5. I think. I think I'm leaning towards under 42.5. I don't see, but you know what? What if this guy cooks? What if this quarterback cooks without Russ? That's a quarterback controversy. Not that Dallas shit. Cooper Rush came in, he was barely driving the bus, and Dallas was winning. So we knew that when Dak came back, and we know what kind of player Dak has been consistently over the past couple of years. Russell Wilson he started 10 for 10 last week. He went 3 for 30 afterwards. I said, oh, Russell, good for him. I even was happy for him. I was like, he's a dork, but I'm happy he's 10 for 10 to start the game off this week. I felt bad he was playing so bad because I got a heart like that, So, but then he stunk 3 for 30 the rest of the way. He stunk, and he's not cooking now. If this quarterback for Denver cooks, I hope Denver cooks today. I hope it doesn't cook too much. I got the Jets. See, that's why fantasy interacts with betting. That's why. Who do we like, guys? You guys are like tits on a bull. All I do is give. Who do we like? Anytime touchdown scores. Where the fuck are my friends? Guys, I'm here too. What is it, just me? What? Oh, here, have another freebie. Oh, have another freebie. Guys, who do we like? I'm making bets in about 10 minutes. Come on, boys. Anytime. Oh, that's right, Paul Riz. I'm sorry. I apologize to Paul Riz and no one else, because he's the only guy that gave me over-unders and some stuff. T-Rich, he's just seeing how he can fucking get me on a fucking trade. He don't give a shit. T-Rich, I almost pulled that Brian Robinson trade off, but then I hesitated, man. I just hesitated. I was going to switch it up. I was going to trade A.J. Dillon over to T-Rich. I was going to maybe take Brian Robinson the Redskins, the dude who got jacked and shot, and but he made it, and he's running now pretty good, and Renfro. But then I looked at the other receivers that were on the waiver wire, and Renfro was kind of like interchangeable. And I hate guys on these shitty teams. It's hard, man. You got these guys on Denver. That's why I hesitated with that's why I hesitated on the Sutton, because I was worried about Denver's offense. One of you guys offered me Sutton. I forget who it was. I hesitated on Denver's offense because they can't score enough. What are the chances of a guy scoring that week if the team only scores 1 touchdown a week? Denver's got 7 touchdowns on the season, I think, or 6. That's fucking low, man. Boys, I'm just getting warmed up. I get warmer as we get going. Like, I could stay on 4 fucking hours right now. The first half hour, I was like, how am I going to get through this to myself? Now I'm rolling. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man, I'm so happy that I'm back at home base for week 7. We gotta get a little pasta going on next week. Week 8, halftime. Half of our season is over. We got 14 fantasy weeks. Next week we might do a pasta, a little fantasy. I'll show you guys my shiny championship belt, and you could all see who's gonna get it for next year, because I'm 1-5 in that league, and it's not working. It's not looking good. But I never give up. Me and Knobs are in the Somebody's Got to Win Bowl today. Knobs, if you're watching, one of us has to win. Somebody's going to be 2-5, and somebody's going right to the toilet. 1-6, over. Either me or Knobs is done. Done. Me or Knobs is history today. History. I hope it's you, Knobs. Oh, who do we got today? Hey, guys, neighborhood picks, share, like, subscribe. Tell them you got a crazy guy. He's better than these dorks. These fucking dorks over there on the other channel. You got a guy. All right, here we go. Kirk. Oh, Christian Kirk. I love me some Christian Kirk. You know that. You know I love me some Kirk. And Marvin Jones is banged up on Jacksonville. Marvin Jones banged up. Ankle issue. Zay Jones, the other Jones. Keep an eye on Zay Jones today, too. What's Zay Jones' over under? That's an over. to expose. Let's expose a little Zay Jones. I like Kirk over 4.5. He should get 5 catches, but I like Zay Jones because they'll probably have him at 3.5. I bet you Zay Jones is 3.5. 2.5. The nerve. The nerve. I would bet 10,000 if I had somebody else's money. No, but I might have to put I don't bet irresponsibly because I used to be a bookie. Bettors don't really win that much ever. But no, I'm gonna put a 20 burger on Zay Jones. Nah, no, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm gonna put a 10 burger on Zay Jones. That'll be one of my little baby bets. I'm gonna put a little 10 burger on Zay Jones, over 2.5, and I'm gonna do Kirk too because the Giants have been trailing every game this season. So it's not like the Giants have been blowing people's doors off. That's probably why Jacksonville's favorite because the Giants were up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Zay Jones, Jacksonville receivers. Trevor Lawrence is looking good this year. That's another guy that's made a step. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look the same to me as he did last year. So I like the Jacksonville receivers today. He's got Christian Kirk, who used to be with Kyler Murray. How's Arizona? They finally won this week, but Arizona's been struggling. Kirk meant a lot to that offense last year, and he did well. Christian Kirk did well this whole season so far. My mother, who's 6-0 in the league, she's got Kirk and Drake London in her flexes all year. That's why she's doing so well. She's got Saquon, she got Diggs. What does she have? I think she's got T. Higgins, Lamar. My mom drafted a good team. Oh, Carmelo. Carmelo's about to be 1-6. 1-6. Woo, man. So okay, Paul Riz. That's a good one. I like that one. Who else do we like? Who else do we like in these games? I want to know for the last 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna go over the games. I want to know who you guys like. Now, who do we like? Let's talk about the real games before I go off and do my thing. We got the Lions are +7 at Dallas. The Lions score a lot of points, guys. The Lions score. You wouldn't feel comfortable taking that 7 or a 2-team teaser. Lions +13. Lions +13. Giants +9. How could we not throw the Giants in a fucking teaser? Guys, the Giants are +3 right now. You take a teaser, you got a +9? You think the Giants are going to lose by 10 today? I don't. I think today's could be hit. We could hit them today. We could definitely hit them. Giants, oh man, that's going to be hard not to tease up. The Colts, going to be hard not to tease them up too. Put 6 on that 2.5. Give me the Colts +8.5. And you know what? Give me under, bump that 42.5 up 6, 48.5, under 48.5. I like the Colts +8.5, under 48.5. Giants are looking at me. The Browns, Baltimore doesn't deserve to be a 7-point favorite over anyone on earth. Nobody is. Remember what I told you last week at the witching hour on Red Zone. Does that guy really not pee for 7 hours? Did you guys hear that? Yeah, they said that guy doesn't piss for 7 hours. I don't know. He must take some hydration packet or something. I don't know because I don't see him drinking water either. But yeah, last week every team was 6 points or under. 6 points or under at 3:00 every single game. So the likelihood of a bunch of teams covering 7-point spreads this week is slim. So you see these 6s, these 7s, I would take them. The Browns, Richard, Baltimore 6.5-point favorite. Oh, went to 6.5. 6.5-point favorite. Baltimore is playing flawed football. Cleveland, Nick Chubb's running the ball well. A lot of scrimmage yards for Nick Chubb. Fucking horse. When you got a horse in the stable and Kareem Hunt and Jacoby Brissett playing smart and different things that you see, it just comes to who do you trust more? Would you trust Baltimore laying, they got to win by 7? Or what's more likely to happen? Cleveland to lose by less than 7. I think Cleveland lose by less than 7. Yes, Paul. Divisional game too. That's a divisional game. Browns, Ravens. Since when the fuck are divisional games? When are divisional games ever blowouts? The cross games are not blowouts anymore. Now the divisional game, 7-point spread. That's a fog. They're trying to make it cloudy so you can't judge it. Yeah, that they're not covering. These teams aren't covering. Nobody's covering this year. Nobody's covered the last 2 years. This whole season, all last year, the dogs have been going crazy. Bateman, is Bateman playing today? I've been wondering if Bateman's playing. Is he playing? Hey, Avery. Here we go. Let's see who we got here. Mooney. Bateman. You were answering him. Is he playing Bateman? Mooney is another guy on a shit team. Look how it's hard. It's hard going with guys where the team, you don't know if the fucking team's going to score. Same thing. Baltimore, Bateman. I don't know. Reynolds. Man, let's see. I'd probably go with Reynolds because the team offense is a little better. You know, the team will have more opportunities, more passes. So I would probably, I don't know. I would probably go with Reynolds, but that's tough. This is tough this week, and the running backs have me more confused than ever. And you guys are confused with running backs. So am I. So am I. It's a receivers league. Like my running backs are so thin in two of my leagues that I have like real good receivers. I'm just gonna keep the shit backs there and hope that my receivers can put up so much points that I can compensate something. I got all screwed up in the running backs this year. All screwed up. I'm all tangled up. I'm in a web. Field Yates just tweeted, Master Bateman is playing. Master Bateman is playing. Wow. So Bateman's playing. Okay. Rashard Bateman's playing. So that's good for Lamar. And you know what? Believe it or not, that's good for Mark Andrews as well. Because if you have total shit on the outside, then you could literally take away the tight end on passing downs when you know he's going. Okay, let's make sure Andrews gets double bracketed. You know, you bang him off the line. You got the middle linebacker and the safety covering. Like you could really bracket him off if somebody doesn't perform on the outside. So I'm kind of if you have Andrews, you should probably be happy that Bateman's playing because they don't exactly have a bevy of weapons. Baltimore, like they're so loaded, it's not fair. So many wide receivers. I'll tell you what, Lamar Jackson, he's on pace for 1,000 yards rushing again, and we don't even think about it anymore. We don't even value it. Like it's like Lamar, like I bet he's got 400 rushing yards already. I'm gonna look it up right now. Lamar Jackson, like for a quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards, Michael Vick, I think he did it once, but like did he do it? But Lamar's built for it too. Michael Vick was a little bit faster, but Lamar's built for it too. Like Michael Vick wasn't built to run RPOs all day. Michael Vick would draw back to pass and scramble. Lamar, they're running him. You know, RPO, big difference. Michael Vick was a little faster than Lamar. I saw them both. Vick was definitely a little faster. I think little faster. Oh man, who else we got here? Jerry Judy, Jerry Judy Carter or Nico Collins. Nico Collins has my interest. I saw him do some nice things this year. Judy, here's the thing. Well, we don't know anything. We have no visual on this quarterback. We don't know anything about this guy yet. So we probably got to stay away from him because it's the unknown. So we don't want to go with that right now. We know Michael Carter is a talented backup, but Denver's got a stingy defense too. So Houston Texans are playing the Raiders, right? I think that game will be in the 40s or 50s total. I could see both teams making it to the 20s. So I'll probably go Nico Collins there. I would take a shot at Nico. You know, it's a matter of taste, but that would be my logic in it. Did the Padres did the Phillies win last night? I fell asleep. I was up at like 4 a.m. this morning. I fell asleep for the Padres game. Let's see. It was crazy. Oh my God, 10-6 Phillies. Jesus. Yeah, Yankees are going home later. I won't be watching. But who else we got here? I can't wait to see Pacheco today. Chiefs Niners. We got McCaffrey. We're in the same game too. I like that. I might have to double TV it. That's a good game to watch. Niners Chiefs. You know why that's a good game to watch? Because the Chiefs are top tier, right there with Buffalo, right? And the Niners now, they're saying now that they have McCaffrey, they're a Super Bowl contender. Oh, who are we playing this week? Oh, Kansas City. Oh, football gods. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to thank the football gods. What a nice one that is. Oh, Niners and Chiefs today. McCaffrey, Pacheco. They're like, oh, these motherfuckers are gonna put in Christian McCaffrey. Isaiah, is that his name? Pacheco? Pacheco, you're starting. Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not bad. He looked good in his first game. I'll never forget Clyde Edwards-Helaire's debut. He looked good. Neighborhood picks, guys. Like, subscribe. Um, I'll never. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the beginning, but I'm really excited to see Pacheco today. And I hope Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. That's a thing with running backs. I saw little McCaffrey picking up that blitz a couple years ago against the Steelers. It's hard when you're a small dude. I mean, he's not that small. He's got size, but it's still hard when you got dudes 260 that run a legit 4.5 that have that coil explosion, fast twitch. It's hard to pick those guys up on the blitz. It's tough. I think that's why Tony Pollard isn't already starting for Ezekiel Elliott because he's small. If Tony Pollard could pick up the blitz, he would be starting right now. Think about that, guys. Do you think they don't think that Ezekiel Elliott is a better guy with the ball than Zeke right now? But he can't be on the field 90% because he's built like the old school scat backs, like a little bit. He's a little slight. I see it because some of these backs are big. You see Lenny Fournette? Leonard Fournette is a fucking tank. 265, waving the guy. Come on. Like Leonard Fournette, that's the size of running backs now. Najee, 3.8 yards a carry. Najee, I get the ball 42 times and make 76 yards a game. That's like 2 yards a carry less. Najee, 1.78 yards a carry. Harris. Najee, you're 6'3", you're 258, whatever. He's a monster, and he stinks. I'm not a fan of those kind of backs. I need to see Eric Dickerson. You're going to be a big back? I need to see Eric Dickerson flying. I want to see Herschel Walker. Like some of these backs are built. You know what I noticed? A running back, you can't judge by his body type. A lot of these running backs, like Melvin Gordon. Look at Melvin Gordon. He's built like Adrian Peterson. He's built like how if you were in central casting in Hollywood and you needed a guy to play running back on the greatest NFL team ever, Melvin Gordon would be like. If you ever see Melvin Gordon built, he's put together. Is he as good as Barry Sanders? Not even close. You know what I'm saying? Like running backs don't. The big, perfect, like huge ones are not always the best ones. Najee Harris, not sure about Najee. Oh, Big O, Big O. What are you doing, kid? I like G. Oh, no. You can't do Tua. You know why? Because once Tua goes in the spin cycle, he might not be built to play football anymore, Big O. Big O, I got a theory. I'm going to give you my Tua theory before we get out of here. I got some bets. Tua, some guys, their body, their head, he's not meant to hold up. He's one twirly throw away from going back to the concussion tent, and this one will be done for the season. I wouldn't touch Tua with a 10-foot pole. He might be accurate. He might have a great day, but he's one shot away. So I would go with Geno, man. I would go with Geno. I think. Oh, yeah. I think Fournette wanted out of Jacksonville. That's what I think. Big O, I would go Geno Smith. To answer your question, I would go Geno Smith. Geno looks good this year. Pete Carroll is a motivator. He's a good coach. He looks like he's getting the best out of him. He's probably at the point in his life where his body and his mind are the most caught up together they ever will be. He looks like this is the best version of Geno Smith that we've ever seen. So I'd go with Geno Smith. He's got more momentum behind him. Barry or Bo, man, Richard, that's my two favorite running backs of all time. Both. Those are my two favorites. If I had a backfield ever, it would be, and you give me two backs, it would be Barry Sanders and Bo Jackson. That's my time. I was 10 years old, 11 years old when they were both playing. Those are my two favorite all time. And they're both better than Emmitt Smith. Yes. Kids, if you weren't alive when Bo Jackson was running, he was better than Emmitt Smith. Yeah, definitely. And if he didn't, but guys get hurt. But for one or two seasons, I never saw anybody like Bo Jackson. Nobody. Yeah. Oh my God. I was a little kid when he was running. I was still a boy. I was young. Oh my God. The fastest, the strongest, fucking go lead off in the All-Star game for baseball, homered in the All-Star game. Like, oh my God. Whew, man. Bo knows all right. I had the Bo Jackson sneakers. They were silver and black. Oh, the Nikes 34. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, Bo Jackson broke that bat over his over his leg, and I tried that once, and I hurt my fucking leg. It's not easy to break a wooden bat. I thought it was. I was like 13, 14. There was a wooden bat. I just gave it a shot. Nothing happened to the bat. But a little different. But guys, hey, it's 1:45, so I'm gonna do more live streams too. I'm gonna do like one during the week, during one of the games sometimes. So always come in, leave me your feedback and stuff, and so we can figure out like what's the best time and what are the best things. But we're gonna do like waiver wire shows and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get out of here and do my bets now, my stuff. But we're gonna be interacting all the time. Always pop in and hit me up. All right, boys. Nucci neighborhood picks. I didn't even realize it was this late, but stay in touch with me, and we're always going to get going now through Super Bowl. No more vacations. Next one will be spring. I don't want to say the B word. Spring something.